even Hoop Dreams. You know, have you ever seen the movie Hoop Dreams, which is a really depressing movie because it's about these two little kids who aren't even that tall who think they're going to go to the NBA, and they spend all their energy and all their time, practicing basketball, and they don't go very far. But if you notice, if you pay attention, because the family values basketball at an insanely high level, they literally will spend their last dollar getting him to basketball practice. They will spend their last dollar getting him to basketball camp. They spend their last dollar getting him a basketball uniform. The only difference is that they have, I had a, it reminds me of a conversation I had with my cousin where I had to tell him, I said, the reason you're not succeeding is because you have the wrong hustle. And he said, what do you mean? I said, you're spending a lot of energy, but all your energy is going toward things that are not going to benefit you. You're like an investor who's putting all his money in depreciating assets. And one of the main rules of investing is you put your money into things that are going to go up in value, not things that are going to go down in value. So you're putting all your energy into stupid stuff, into stuff that isn't going to help you. And I'm just telling you, put your energy into things that are going to help you. So, so when you look around and you see, reality shows, there are a lot of reality shows based on this, showing, black parents going out, breaking their necks to get their children into dance camp or into some sort of, sports program, and the parents are going crazy trying to get their kids out there playing sports. If we were that committed to supporting, our HBCUs, where we said, you know what, we got 1.3 trillion in income every year, we're going to put as much of that income as possible toward building our own institutions. Those institutions would be strong. We already do that actually with churches. Like, church is something that a lot of black folks feel like they have to attend, and they also feel like they have to tithe. So as a result, you've got, what do you get? Well, you've got big, beautiful mega churches with, 100-acre campuses and shiny gold altars and big, beautiful buildings, right? Because those institutions are supported by the community. So, the HBCUs, I don't know if that's the future, honestly. I think HBCUs are going to struggle for the same reason a lot of universities are going to struggle over the next decade or more, is because a lot of education, a lot of learning is actually going online. People are sick of going $100,000 in debt to get a college degree that's going to get them a $40,000 a year job. People aren't going to do that anymore. And the pandemic pushed that forward, where now that people are accustomed to staying at home and they're learning about things like the Black Business School, where they're like, hey, wait a minute, not only can I learn at a fraction of the cost, but I can actually learn from professors and professionals who really know what they're doing. And I can learn exactly what I need to know instead of spending 4 years on a campus, spending $50,000 a year, learn a bunch of stuff that isn't even going to help me. I really think a lot of HBCUs and a lot of universities are going to struggle because of that. But to the extent that they do stay alive, because you need universities for, professional licenses and stuff like that. Like, you can't become a nurse without going to a university. You can't become a dentist without going to one of the expensive universities. I think that if we cared about HBCUs, they would be fine. If we loved HBCUs the way we love Popeye's chicken, then HBCUs would be doing great. If we loved HBCUs the way we love Air Jordans, HBCUs would be rolling in money. Right? So a lot of times it's all about priorities. So I don't care what anybody tells you about wealth, that you have to have money to make money, all that nonsense. Those things help. But if your priorities are screwed up, and even if you have money, you're just going to waste it. People with bad priorities that get a lot of money, they eventually become broke because your actions shape where you end up. You're no different from a person who gets a bunch of money who wants to stay ignorant and make bad decisions. It's like taking an obese person who likes to eat sugar every day and chocolate and ice cream and suddenly giving them the body of an Olympic athlete. Well, they might have the body of an Olympic athlete for a while, but because of what they eat and because of the fact that they don't exercise, eventually they're going to go back to where they were before. So the same thing is true in the opposite direction. You could take a really fit person who loves to work out, who loves to eat right, and you could put 60 pounds on that person. But because of what they do, they're eventually going to go back to right where they were before. So always know where your economic gravitational point is. So be smart. It all comes down to priorities. It's not about expertise as much as you might think. What's the link for Black Insurance, says Abdullah. The link for Black Insurance is theblackInsuranceNetwork.com. That's theblackInsuranceNetwork.com. Dr. Boyce, I want to get into real estate. Where do we begin with little capital? We have some real estate programs in the Black Business School. I'm not an expert on real estate, but Julian Gordon knows a whole lot, and he teaches. He's one of the faculty here, so feel free to talk to him. He's got a great program where the students are actually buying multifamily properties and stuff like that. So you can actually go to theblackbusinessschool.com, theblackbusinessschool.com, and sign up and tell them I said to give you a discount if you decide to join one of the real estate programs. We've got a lot of stuff, and I know tonight we have the real estate mastermind. I know some of you wanted to go to that. It's a master lecture. So it's a one-night event. It's like a seminar on wholesale real estate. And we didn't realize, we got our signals crossed. We didn't know that this master class was on the same day as the master lecture. But we're going to have other stuff for you in the future if that's something you're interested in doing. Gerald, investing in the S&P 500 ETF, just as good as buying a single stock. It's actually better. The reason it's better is because when you buy a single stock, you're not getting